Hi everyone and welcome to Pinkspiration, my channel where I share my breast cancer journey as it unfolds. Today I'm opening up about something that many people have asked me about, how I managed to keep most of my hair during chemotherapy. Guys, there are dozens of videos out there on hair growth after going completely bald, but I could not find a single one about actually keeping your hair during chemo. Well, I did, despite 8 rounds of very toxic chemotherapy. And when I say toxic, I mean taxanes and the so-called red devil therapy. And in this video, I'm sharing the secret. And yes, this is my hair 2.5 months after the last round of chemotherapy, and it could have been longer, but I cut it. When I was first diagnosed with breast cancer in October 2024, I had to face 5 life-shattering facts. Number 1, I had stage 3 triple negative invasive breast cancer spread to my lymph nodes. Number 2, one doctor said I will have to remove the right breast and maybe even the left one. Number 3, I had to terminate early stage pregnancy. And number 4, I was told I will undergo the hormonal therapy, which will suppress my ovarian function and bring me to the medically induced menopause with hot flashes, mood swings, and the whole package. And number 5, the doctor said I will definitely lose all my hair. Now, for some, it may seem like a small thing in the face of cancer, but if you see your hair as a part of your identity, your femininity, your strength, you know how that devastating that feels. I had a long, thick, beautiful hair, and losing it felt like losing part of me. So when we traveled to Vienna for treatment, my doctor mentioned something called scalp cooling, a method that might help me keep my hair, but even he could not promise anything. The companies behind scalp cooling said the chances were 50% to keep 50% of your hair. Not super promising. Another world-renowned specialist I consulted in Vienna called it a bullshit, but I still decided to try. Before my first chemo, I cut my hair to shoulder length just to emotionally prepare. And that was one of the hardest days. That was the same salon where I got my wedding hair done just weeks earlier. The hairdresser cried, I cried, and it was painful beyond words. So yes, just like most patients, I started losing hair about day 10 to 14 after first round of docetaxel. In the shower, on my pillow, every time I brushed my hair, it felt out in clumps, and I felt like watching pieces of myself disappear. I started wearing scarves, hijabs, and eventually I just cut it even shorter. And then something incredible happened. After round 2, the hair loss just stopped. Yes, of course, I had some bald patches, for example here behind my ear or on the crown, but I was able to cover it with the rest of my hair because I had enough. And I wore a really cute bob throughout my treatment. Here are some pictures that I took during the whole process. After round 4, when I switched to the infamous red devil therapy, the hair shedding pattern changed. A little hair loss for a few days after each chemo cycle, but then it stopped again. And even more shocking, I noticed new hair growth during the treatment. So the patch here that had fallen out earlier actually started growing back while I was still getting chemo. Scalp cooling is exactly what it sounds like, a freezing cold cap placed on your head during chemotherapy. I wore it 30 minutes before chemo, during the chemo, and an hour and a half after each session. And it was cold. Really, really, really cold. But it worked. also took care of my hair gently, which meant no heat styling, really gentle shampoos and a conditioner. Scalp cooling did not just save my hair, it saved my mental health. I went through one of the most traumatic experiences in my life with at least some of my identity intact, and that mattered. Now, a very important disclaimer, scalp cooling does not work for everyone. I know some people who lost all their hair despite it. Everybody reacts differently, but it can work, and it worked for me. Unfortunately, scalp cooling is not available everywhere, especially not in public hospitals. I had access to it in Austria, but in Bosnia, where I'm from, it is almost unheard of. Some women here in Bosnia manage to get something similar through private means, but they do have mixed results. As far as I know, there are only 2 companies in the world who provide scalp cooling, and this video is not an ad for any of them. Therefore, sharing this video, reposting this video for advertising purposes is not allowed. So, many of you messaged me on Instagram and on Facebook asking about this. Please, let's keep conversation going, leave a comment below and tell me what would you like to see in future videos. And if you found this video helpful or you know somebody who is going through a similar journey, like, share, and please subscribe to my channel because it helps it grow and become a useful resource for other people fighting cancer. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye.